Alison Rahm. I am the chief engineer for the Wagoneer S. And when I was tapped a few years ago to be given the opportunity to take on the design, the development, the engineering of the first Jeep BEV in North America, as over the moon. But it's the first Jeep BEV. The responsibility and the weight that came with that, because I know what a Jeep is. And just because we're moving into electrification doesn't mean we can give up anything of what people expect from a Jeep. I mean, I drive a Jeep, my husband drives a Jeep, my boys share a Jeep, which means they're usually driving mine. And so I know the security, the confidence, the stability that everybody expects when they get behind the wheel. So that is what drove my every decision as we went through the development process, is that we needed to move to electrification. It's fun, it's exciting, but we couldn't give up anything when it came to what a Jeep is and what it represents to people. So to start with that, we had the platform. That's a great foundation to any vehicle, is making sure that the platform is set up appropriately. So this is one of the very first applications off of the Stella Large platform. We actually originally called it the multi-energy platform, because that's exactly what it is. It can handle multiple BEV batteries. It can have ICE engines. It could have a hybrid, and it has both longitudinal and transversal capability. So you have that kind of flexibility. You can create anything that's necessary. It also comes with a tremendous amount of improvements from the exit vehicle. 5-inch lowered center of gravity, 35% improvement in torsional stiffness, and a 50% weight balance front to rear. And all of that equates to the driving experience and a sense of security, which again equates to capability when you're driving the car. Well, let's talk about what's required for a Jeep. So first off, to power it, we have a 250 kilowatt electric drive motor times 2. And I know you can see the words on the screen. I know you've seen the numbers in your press kit of a 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. But quite honestly, that means nothing until you experience it. So I'm delighted that you're going to get that opportunity today. One of the best parts of my job, we would go out to the test track, we'd run a 0 to 60, giggle, and then do it all over again. It was the absolute highlight in being able to develop the car. And then with that torque, with that power, comes again the sense of security, the sense of confidence that you can navigate in any environment necessary and be able to get through any conditions that you're in. And again, with Jeep, it was very important that we did all of our validation under those extremes. And the extremes, as you can see in the pictures, it included going out to the Rockies, the United States. We also chased snow and ice in New Zealand because we needed to be absolutely certain that we got it right and the cars would perform the way we needed them to. And then similar to almost all Jeeps, we have the drive modes. There are 5 of them. We have auto, because the car is smart enough to know the conditions that you're in and what it needs to do to make sure that you've got the confidence and the capability. There's eco, for those that want to maximize the amount of range, they have the flexibility to be able to do so. Snow, sand, again, to navigate those conditions. And then sport. I hope that you get an opportunity to go into sport mode today. It'll be brilliant on some of the switchbacks that you're going to go through, and maybe even for some of those really bad days at work and you just want to light it up on your drive home, perfect for sport mode. And in those, we control the pedal mapping, the ESC intervention, the torque split, and the electric power steering. But I do want to talk about the experience for the driver. Again, moving into electrification doesn't mean you have to give up what it means to drive a car. I expect that we need to be able to deliver something that's familiar. You should be able to focus on the experience of the BEV and not be focusing on how to turn your headlamps on. Part of my role, I've driven a lot of competitive cars. And there were times I got in and I could not figure out how to turn the wipers on. I couldn't figure out how to change the radio. And the frustration that came with that I mean, I'm an automotive engineer. This is my business. And if I can't figure it out, it's not right. So again, one of my most important missions was to make sure that we didn't frustrate anybody. You need to be able to enjoy electrification, the fun of it, the joy of it, and not be worrying about how to control the basics of the car. That includes the radio, the headlamps, the wipers. We also wanted to make sure we did a lot of thoughtfulness into how we laid out the interior along with Ryan's team. The steering wheel that Ryan touched base on. Originally it started as a flat bottom. That's somewhat traditional. But when we got into the bucks and started really looking, it clipped the cluster. That beautiful cluster that Ryan and his team created couldn't see. And despite where we laid out thoughtfully all the telltales, if you couldn't see them and can't see them, that's security. And security equals confidence. And I don't want anyone getting in the car not feeling confident. So we did make the decision at that point to go flat top, maximize how much you could see. Again, a little unconventional, concerned me a little bit, but it was so important to make sure that visibility was the number one priority. And I will tell you now, that steering wheel is one of my favorite parts of the car. I hope you feel the same. The wireless charger that Ryan talked about. Again, there are very traditional spots to put that wireless charger in, and it would have been easy to start there, but we really wanted to make sure we maximized the reach, the lack of intrusion, that it maximized storage. So you will see it in front of your console on an angled position so that you got the maximum benefit from the rest of the interior and the layout. And then USBs. Again, I know how I drive my car, making sure that I have enough spots to be able to charge my devices, that my family has enough spots is so critically important. And we agonized over what type, USB-A, USB-C, how many. And ultimately made the decision on 2 USB-Cs, front and rear, recognizing the times that we would be in now and that that's what people's devices has. But again, it was about putting the thought in so that everybody had exactly what they needed and we're giving up nothing by driving a BEV. But then let's talk for a moment about the BEV experience. We've got to make sure people are getting into one, they're getting everything they can out of it. The first one is the Jeep app. So from the comfort of your home, you can map out where it is that you're going. The app will tell you how far you can go, where you need to stop, what percentage of state of charge you'll be at when you reach there, what you need to top up to, how long it will take. Because quite frankly, range anxiety is real, especially in a country this large. It's real. So everything we can do to take that anxiety down, so all you have to do is enjoy the car. And then similarly, on the head unit, you can take what you do in the map, you send it to the head unit, and then it's there. It gives you the peace of mind of exactly where you're going, how long you're going to be there for, and what you need to top up to. In addition, we have the EV pages. You will see these when you get into the cars today. Give you the opportunity to choose min or max regen, and then creep on and off. Again, it's about giving the flexibility to customers of exactly what they want. With the max regen, you are going to maximize your range, but the driving experience is a little bit different from an ICE engine. Similarly with creep, many of us have muscle memory. We've driven ICE engines for probably longer than most of you, but a long time, and you know how long it takes for a vehicle to coast down. You know what you expect when you come off the pedal at a stoplight. You can keep creep on and you'll get that exact same response. So that the transition into electrification is just a little bit simpler. So with that, I am blessed, I'm honored that you're here today. You're going to get to experience the car. It's our first time letting people outside of Stellantis appreciate what's been done. There are engineers around and available if you have questions about how to set up any of the controls or the head unit. But most importantly, I hope you all get a chance to giggle too today.